Good morning and welcome to my e-journal on tipping point leadership submitted to the IUCE International FTP on teaching soft skills. I am Binu KG, part of team number 10. I am a faculty in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at St. Joseph Engineering College, Mangaluru. The plan of presentation for this e-journal is as follows. I will begin by making few general comments on the FDP and then the reasons for choosing tipping point leadership as the topic for this e-journal. And then I would like to speak about the hurdles for success as mentioned in the article on tipping point leadership and the suggestions and recommendations for tipping the hurdles, and then dwell on the plan for teaching tipping point leadership to my students, and also the plan for engagement, and then finish with a brief summary. To begin with, I would like to state that this FDP has offered scientific insights into leadership. From being an instinctive leader with lessons learned from past experiences, this FDP will enable me to be more strategic and measured in my leadership roles. Why have I chosen tipping point leadership? The reasons are as follows. Number one, I was truly inspired by the story of William Bratton. Uh, William Bratton was able to bring in disruptive changes, successful turnarounds in very short durations. This, I believe, is the need of the hour because modern day problems needs solutions that can be implemented quickly and results can also be obtained quickly. And the article on tipping point leadership states that William Bratton's success was not just about his personality, but about the methods. And this makes us believe that tipping point leadership can be learned and it can be transferred. Tipping point can be understood by this single standout sentence from the article. In any organization, once the beliefs and energies of a critical mass of people are engaged, conversion to a new idea will spread like an epidemic. This sentence symbolizes what we mean by a tipping point and its direct relevance on turnaround and success. Well, let me now speak about the four hurdles of success. Number one, cognitive. Number two, resource. Number three, motivational. And number four is political. The first two hurdles of cognition and resource are basically obstacles to reorienting and formulating strategies for success. And the later two, that is motivational and political hurdles, are obstacles for the rapid execution of the strategies. Tipping these four hurdles will bring in the desired change and lead the organization to success. Let's talk about the first hurdle, that is tipping the cognitive hurdle. To bring in cognitive changes in people, or to make people realize the need for change, it is absolutely necessary to bring people face to face with the problems. William Bratton followed the practice of enabling direct experiences for bringing changes in the mindset of people. Next in line is resource hurdle. We have all experienced resource constraint in our work. Tipping this resource hurdle would mean that we will concentrate our resources on the places that are most in need of change and that have the biggest possible payoffs. So, by mapping our resources with the action plans that will give us the biggest possible payoff, will help us tip the resource hurdle. To implement strategies efficiently and quickly, we need people to be motivated. This motivational hurdle can be addressed by identifying key influences in the team, that is people who have significant influence over the others, and use them as enablers. This strategy was implemented by William Bratton in his turnaround stories. The second step will be to put people in the spotlight. That is, in terms of public perception, internal and external to the organization. If people feel that they are in the spotlight, it will bring in additional motivation, and at the same time it will also make them say accountable to the work in hand. One of the strongest opposition to implement strategies is the political hurdle. The inherent resistance to change in people is a serious obstacle to success. To overcome this, the tipping point recommendations made are: number one, identify the people opposed to change early on and silencing their voice. Number two, build strong support by having strong partners for change and thereby isolating the opposition. So, having explained the reasons for selecting tipping point leadership and my understanding of tipping point hurdles and recommendations for tipping the hurdles, let me now focus on my plan for teaching tipping point leadership to my students. My plan is to make use of the paper on tipping point leadership as one of the main study material, and at the same time rely on the reflective submissions that were made as part of the assignments as support materials. The pedagogy for teaching tipping point leadership will be: number one, to expect students to submit reflective submissions, and to engage in role play within the classroom, which will also lead to in-class discussions. So this is my plan for teaching tipping point leadership to my students. I do believe that there are many modes of engaging my students in transferring this soft skill knowledge gained through this IFDP. In my institution, I foresee the opportunity to use VACT classes, which is specifically meant for soft skills. And these VACT classes are part of the academic schedule, and provides us an opportunity to engage first and second year students extensively in soft skills. And number two, I also plan to make use of SIP, which is the Student Induction Program for all incoming students. However, the opportunity will be brief, but I believe it could be significant. Number three is to make use of my learnings from this FDP in my regular classes. No matter which subject is being handled, I do believe that through class activities such as projects, assignments, in-class discussions, etc., there is always scope to develop soft skills of my students. In this particular case, if I have to bring in learnings from tipping point leadership, I can do that through my regular subject also. To summarize this e-journal, I have gained insights on leadership, especially tipping point leadership, which I have explained in this e-journal. It will now be my objective to practice it in my day-to-day life, and at the same time devise teaching strategies to pass it on to my students. I'm grateful for IUCE for this opportunity, and I am also grateful to my management for permitting my participation, and thanks to the resource persons. Thank you.